Alrighty, welcome in from Eagan High School for this South Central matchup between Eagan Wildcats and the Prior Lake Lakers. My name is Noah Ross, back again. After last week, I am rolling solo, so do my best to get names right and keep everything on the straight and narrow. Your Eagan Wildcats are coming off of a wonderful week at all levels. Your varsity Eagan Wildcats beating Shakopee in 5 sets on Tuesday and sweeping Rosemont on Thursday. Meanwhile, on the weekend, Eagan Boys B squad comes home with a win at a tournament in Rosemont, and our prep squad winning the tournament here at Eagan. Your Wildcats are ranked number 4 in the state, 16-3 currently, having a wonderful season. Prior Lake is also coming off a 6-game winning streak. They are 12-6. And it should be a good one for you here at Eagan High School.
Now, let's be reserved for your Eagan Wildcats. Senior standing 5'7", number 1, Zachary Rojas. The senior standing 5'10", number 10, Max Brown.
As we meet the reserves for Eagan High School, we'd like to start by thanking some of our sponsors here on ETV. We'd like to say thank you to Eagan High School Football, Scratch Pizzeria, Greg and Lisa's Hidden Treasure, and Wyatt's Bar and Grill. Will Barron, coming off of his 1,000 career assists last week Tuesday, has been steady as always. Looking for a big game out of Odin tonight. Looking to get our middles involved as always. Number 22, Carson Knopik. I'm going to say his name right at least 95% of the night tonight. Kevin Kemp, 6'8", he's really tall. And there's Gus Eigner, the freshman libero for your Wildcats. Barely made the shirt throw to Coach Kelly Schlegel. Now in warm-ups, I saw Kelly get smoked by about 3 or 4 balls and took that shirt to the face. Hopefully she's not seeing stars tonight. Luke Lopez dressed in his very best. We'd like to say hello and shout out to Uncle David and Uncle Joey. He didn't tell me where y'all are at, but welcome into the stream and to all those hanging out with me tonight. Also want to give a shout out to all my students who I convinced to watch this game tonight, specifically Ella Risk. I cannot wait to get a report back from you tomorrow morning before school. Oh, the Wildcats look like they're starting in a little bit of a different rotation here tonight, starting with Max Brown starting in. Usually he is your serving specialist, but looks like he is our first server here tonight. Yes. Okay, so they're starting in what looks like to be row 2. So he'll sub out, and Gus will come in after that kill by the Lakers. Number 32, Braden Kellen. Talking to the coaches before the game, Luke was very adamant that Prior Lake is a very skilled team despite its 6 losses. They have some pretty big, heavy arms out on the outside, and their middles can run pretty fast. Looks like their middle, number 11, Dylan Chapman, is out tonight. He is a 6'8" middle, so that is going to be tough for the Prior Lake to overcome as they score on that ball. 32, Braden Kellen back to serve. Pass to Gus. Little off. Out of system, Derek with a back row attack. In system for the Lakers. Outside number 14, leading in kills. Number 14, Dylan Falm, leading in kills. He is a game changer. He can jump out of this gym. Watching him in warm-ups, it was pretty impressive. Hopefully the Wildcats can slow him down. There we go, in system for the Wildcats, and that's a kill. There we go. Nice and simple, eat nothing to it. Nice easy pass, set to Kanapik, and he puts the ball away. Said his name right for the first time. Boom. Topspin serve to the libero. Prior Lake in system. 14 on the ball. Off the tape. Gus Eagan out of system to Drew Jellin. Roll the middle back. Ooh. Between the block, just in that funky zone right between the left back and middle back ball. Wildcats kind of starting a little bit slow tonight. Hopefully they can get going a little bit. The libero, number 13, Lance Hallstrom back to serve. Drew in system to the middle, Kevin Kemp, and boom. Again, we love to get our middles involved. Middles should be in on every single ball, and if they aren't, they're lazy. Wildcats down 2-4, Drew Jellin back to serve. In system number 14, back to the right side, and he hits it over the block right where no one's at. Prior Lake being very efficient, not a lot of rallies, almost at all. It's been pretty much ball up, put away. Number 3, Evan Anderson back to serve for the Lakers, coming in, and he puts the ball into the net. 3-5 Wildcats. Gus Eigner back to serve. There we go. Finally get him out of system. Free ball for the Wildcats. Rojas to Barron, to Derek Liverseed. Doug right to the libero. Tight ball. Recycled by the Lakers. And oh, that's a tough one. Miscommunication on that second ball. Wildcats get the point. 4-5. Again, when you're playing a team like Eagan, making sure to stay clean and not give away points when you get the opportunity. Very important. An overpass kill by Derek Liverseed off the tape. Hits the deck. We're all tied up 5-5. Here comes Gus Eigner. Tough serve. Another overpass. We go one hand, and that ball is swiped out. Looked like number 19, Layton Hendrick, was might have grazed the net, but no call. Odin Gertis swipes it out of bounds. Right play, barely missed it. 14 serve Derek, great pass, in system, gets the ball back. Dug by the libero, tight ball again. Setter goes up to dump, get up, and blocked by your Wildcats, 6-6.
Wildcat substitution number 2, 22 for number 1. Serving is number 7, Will Barron.
Will Barron back to serve. Kanapik back in the game. Rotates out, subbing in for Rojas. Will Barron, good serve. 32 coming in, and that's something that I saw in warm-ups. Their outsides like to come in what we call like a 3-ball. That ball doesn't come make it all the way to the pin, trying to disrupt where the blocker's eyes are, and that was pretty successful, bouncing that ball in front of the 10-foot line. Great pass by the Wildcats. Doug, middle back, kind of just hitting right at these guys. Here's another inside ball, and there's our block. That's a great adjustment by the Wildcat block. They used their blocking eyes, as Coach Kelly is so good at talking about ball setter, ball hitter. Find the ball, find your setter, get lined up. Found our hitter there, and stuffed crust pizza. 7-7 Wildcats. Derek Liverseed to serve. Good tough serve. Another overpass, but we can't put the ball away. Another overpass. And that's also picked up. I don't know what that's going on there. A couple overpasses to Odin, and there's a kill. That's my guy. There's number 9, Odin Gertis. Way to stay cool, calm, collected there by the Wildcats. Sometimes, again, you get a couple overpass opportunities, and Prior Lake is able to pick them both up, but they were able to get in system, get our middles involved, and get the kill. Derek Liversey to serve again. And another tight ball. Oh, not ready for the Wildcats. Another inside ball, and through the block. Prior Lake scores again on the tight ball. If these passes keep being tight for the Wildcats, expect some pretty loud kills once we get situated. Looks like we're waiting for a sub here. 23, Obi Osuji coming in for Evan Anderson on the right, Prior Lake. All right, taking with his hands. Deep swing, that helps get a little bit out of system ball here. Keep it right where we want it. Barron to Drugellin, stuffed. Lined right up on him. Number 35, Trey Tice, 6'7", middle. I wish I was that tall. Seems like we're a little trying to play at the pace of what Prior Lake is. When Eagan's playing its best volleyball, we're playing fast, quick tempo sets, and we're seeming to set a bunch of moon balls right here, slowing the tempo. Let's see if the Wildcats can take over after the hitting error by number 32, Braden Kellen. Max Brown back to serve. 9-9. Another overpass, and oh, there we go. There's we finally were able to put that ball away by Kevin Kemp. He too is 6'8". He too very tall. Max Brown again serving here. Wildcats finally taking the lead, 10-9. It is a very imposing block having Knopic, that's one mistake. Knopic and Kevin Kemp up on the block. Those are two very long bodies. Very imposing block. And there's an ace by Max Brown going on one of his signature serving runs. And there's a timeout taken by the Prior Lake Lakers. Wildcats are up 12-9. At the timeout, I want to say thank you to Wyatt's Bar and Grill, Tavern 13, Eagan Hockey Association, Trail Stop Tavern, Wildcats, Ansari's, Lone Oak Grill, Union 32, and LP Photography in Motion. It seems like the Wildcats are really starting to get settled in the groove. Been on a pretty big run here since we really started to get going, communicating a little bit better, getting our middles involved. Keeping the block on the Lakers side neutralized with all that size that they have up front. Expect the Prior Lake to kind of get their passing a little bit in check. It seems like, again, they've been passing balls pretty tight to the net, allowing Eagan Wildcat to be very, very aggressive at the net. Expect their coaches and staff to really hone in on some of the fundamentals in passing. Trying not to swing, let the ball do the work. 12-9 Wildcat lead. Looks like they're moving rotations. Moving in service receive, middle block, another tight ball. Drugellin decides to bring it back, and Knopic one-on-one with the kill. Puts Libera on his seat. And again, the Wildcats on a nice little run here. There they go. They finally are able to side out. 32 with a pass from the right side. Puts the ball away. I believe it's his serve now. He's looking a little confused. Braden Kellen, fantastic player for Prior Lake. Number 2 in the team in kills. Heavy arm. You saw a variety of shots that he can hit, as well as a pretty tough server, but he misses it just long. Wildcats 14-10, side out immediately. Carson back to serve. Very aggressive serve, and that's an ace for the Wildcats. Haven't hurt. There's the for the Wildcat ace. That's a very tough serve. That topspin coming out of zone 1 all the way across the court at a very tough angle to keep Prior Lake in system. I would not want to pass that ball. This time he goes to 5 and he gets the ace as well. Find a way to do it from the service line, and that is the second time out for Prior Lake. That was a quick one. 16-10 Wildcats in control, set 1 here at Eagan High School. Want to say thank you to Ohana Home and Design, Twin Cities Orthopedics, George Rolfe, Edina Realty, Amber Kosemba, Edina Realty, the Lions Club, Park Dental, and City and County Credit Union. After a pretty slow start by the Wildcats, they seem to be, again, feeling the groove a little bit, putting on the pressure from the service line, and being able to do pretty much whatever they want at the net. Big blocking hands, big swings, good vibes. All right, back to the action. Carson Knopik serving for the Wildcats, 16-10. Another great serve, tight ball. Stays out of the net. Very impressive by the setter, number 8, Thorin. And he misses long, out of bounds, wide. Nope, not a side out by the announcer. That is still in control by the Wildcats. Carson serving again, 17-10. Oh, almost dropped the ball. Still found a way to keep that serve in play. That's helpful. Tight ball. Touch off the block. Swipes and tools the Eagan block by number 14, Dylan Flom. Zachary Rojas subbing in to be the back row specialist for Carson. Wildcats up 17-11. Derek Liversey with the passing system. Runs an A. The gap set to Kevin Kemp, who's in the middle, number 19. Leighton Hendrick gets lined up on him and gets the block for the kill, 17-12 Wildcats. Derek overpass. Lift called on the Lakers, number 14. Sides out for the Wildcats. Drew Jellin back to serve. Oh, and there's a miscommunication between the libero and number 32, Braden Kellen, for the ace for the Wildcats. Wildcats really putting the pressure on from the back service line. Pretty much all their servers have had a lot of success here late in this first set, 19-12 Wildcats. Aggressive serve by Jellin. Great block touch by the Wildcats. Slow that ball down side. Sets to Derek Liverseed, puts the ball away. Just smooth, clean volleyball by the Wildcats. Coach Luke Lopez must like what he's seen. Give us a little clap there, Coach Luke. Turn back here, give us a smile for Uncle David and Uncle Joey, please. And the Wildcats have the Lakers discombobulated, 21-12 Wildcats. Serving tough. It's really hard to break these runs when the Wildcats get rolling. In system pass, great ball to the right side. Off the block, straight down, point Lakers, 21-13 Wildcats.
Lakers substitutions. Number 7 for number 8,
We got a double substitution for the Lakers. Number 7, Andy Lujan comes in, and number 3, Evan Anderson comes in. Now, looking at the program here, it does not look like they have an official setter in play, and there's why that's the double sub. Number 8's coming right back in for number 7. Probably doing that for a blocking look. The 22-13 might as well try anything. Gus Eigner back to serve. Again, tough service line out of system. Wildcats get a free ball. Could have taken better care of that free ball. Drew Jelen out of the back row. Doug, number 14, tries to throw off hands. Derek over on 2, misses wide. I like that look. While it didn't quite work for the Wildcats, that was very much open. Sometimes taking that second ball over on 2 has the defense sleeping. And Derek Liversey tried to get that to happen, but unfortunately not work. Will Barron jousts at the net out of serve receive. And attempt at an over-the-head spinner back over the hand something is in the net. Wildcat point 23-14.
22 for 1, serving number 7, Will Barron.
Will Barron back to serve. Float in system for the Lakers. 32 with the ball. Big block in hands. Great pickup and coverage by number 3. Dug in system. And that's a kill by Carson. 24-14 Wildcats set point here in the first set of tonight's match. Again, season's coming slowly to an end. There's only a couple more games left on the Wildcats schedule. Thursday night, Wildcats will have senior night here at Eagan High School. And then we'll end their regular season next week on Tuesday. Oh, big swing by Derek Liverseed. And after a kind of a slow start where at one point it was tied 7-7, 8-8, 9-9, the Wildcats break free. 25-14 here in the first set. Looking like our in-gymnasium announcers looking for a little bit of a sing-along here. Unfortunately for you guys, I will not be joining the singing option, but I will want to say thank you to some more of our sponsors. I want to say thank you to Raising Cane's, Midwest Bank, The Urgency Room, Midwest Sand Volleyball, Devani's, John Mulkern, Coldwell Banker Real Estate, Acme Tools, Red's Savoy Pizza, Madigan Dahl and Harlan Law Firm, not your burger, but my burger, Chipotle, Dakota Electric Association, Hy-Vee, Chips Pickleball Club, Punch, and Doolittle's Wood Fire Grill.
We don't have a lot of country lovers this year, do we?
Oh, man, they are begging for some karaoke in this gym. Get the crowd a little bit more lively. Wildcats taking a second to get reset up. Again, it's really hard to beat a team 25-14 2 times in a row. Usually expect a lot of adjustments made. Again, I don't expect as many serving errors by Prior Lake, as many service receive errors from Prior Lake. But when they were in system, they had a lot of success using the Wildcats' hands against them. But when you're passing the ball tight and you're very one-dimensional to the outside, Wildcats can set their defense pretty calmly. So I expect Prior Lake to come out a little bit cleaner, a little bit more efficient, and keep the ball off the net. We'll see if they're able to do that against the Wildcats here in set 2. Sounds like there's might be a little bit more singing now happening here in the gym.
Let's make some noise up this gym.
All right, lineups are getting checked here for the Wildcats. Looks like they're starting in row 2. For you volleyball folk out there, row 2. The way volleyball works is you're in rotations and it's a circle. We are starting in row 2 with Will Barron starting in zone 6. He will be your very last server. And Derek Liverseed starting in row 1, starting with him in the back row to give the Wildcats a back row hitting option. Usually row 1 is one of the hardest rotations for most volleyball teams to get out of. You usually have your opposite on the offside. You can struggle and don't have as many serve-receive looks if you need to make a change. And so this is a Coach Kelly Schlegel special by starting in row 2. First serve, Derek Liverseed, little out of system. Drew Jelland with this roll shot, recycled off the hands. Will Barron back to Derek Liverseed. Blocked for a point for the Prior Lake Lakers, 1-0. Little discombobulated there, but nothing too crazy. Gus Eigner with the pass. Little long for Drew Jelland, just rolls to Donut. And there's a big dig by Will Barron on the middle, one-on-one. That ball was coming in hot. 32 off hands. Derek Liverseed with the dig. Big push by Drew Jelland. And he's going to be called on, I'm guessing, a double there, because the only time we have doubles now in volleyball is if the ball crosses the net and the other side makes a play on the ball first. Big push, though. He really sent that one across the entire gym. And there's a kill by Knopik. Max Brown coming in to serve. Good pass. Running the slide to the middle. Tipped, dug by Max Brown. One-on-one. Carson with the kill. It is so impressive what Will Barron, how he can move this ball around. Again, we have so many great hitting options, and so it kind of is a setter's dream to be able to set 3 people across the net, all with very successful hitting percentages, and being able to get his hitters one-on-one. And there's a throw by number 32 for the kill. Lakers up 3-2 early. Again, when in system, the Lakers have been pretty darn successful being able to find ways to score on this Wildcat defense. Derek Liverseed with a perfect pass in system, and that's a little long called by the line judge. Looked wide right there. That's a great shot. If it missed, it didn't miss by much. Pass for Derek Liverseed, set to Drew Jelland. And it's point for the Wildcats.
Serving for the Wildcats, number 22, Carson Knopik.
Carson back to serve. Aggressive topspin serve, perfectly passed by the libero, middle with the kill. And that's what happens when you get your middles involved. The defense can't get set. Great swing by number 35, Trey Tice.
Wildcat substitution, number 1 for 22. Serving libero number 13, Lance Hallstrom.
Libero number 13, Lance Hallstrom back to serve. Out of system pass for the Wildcats. Derek Liverseed out of the back row. Another overpass and the blocked by the Lakers. Number 23, Obi Osuji. Stuck with the play, went back up on that overpass kill, just like your coach's dream of. Tight ball, Barron loses the joust, and Lakers are up early 6-3. All right, serve, receive, keep your shoulders down right here. Here we go. Overpass by Liverseed. Drew Jellin digs the overpass, but over the net. Libero back in system. And that's a kill. Obi Osuji with a thunderous kill down the line. 8-3. Lakers up on your Wildcats. Man, I must know what I'm kind of talking about, seeing some adjustments by the Lakers. Wildcats not punishing them for the overpass, and another overpass by the Wildcats, killed by the Lakers. Luke Lopez pulls Derek Liverseed out of serve receive and enters Zach Rojas as a passer. Gus Eigner being able to put that ball in play. Kevin Kemp, kill. That's what I call a coach's point. Move that serve receive around a little bit to get a side out for the Wildcats. Coach's point, that's one for Luke Lopez. Shout out Luke Lopez. Jellin with the serve, again to the right side. We're going to call a net violation on number 23, Obi Osuji. Or maybe he was under the net, I don't know. Drew Jellin back to serve, 5-9 for the Wildcats. Great pass by the outside. Blocked by Kevin Kemp. 14 with the roll, out of bounds. Wildcats chipping back away, 6-9. And Prior Lake passing much better, 14. Woof. Woof. He cranked that one, but he missed it wide. That was, that's a swing that he's feeling real good about. He's like, man, I just missed that, but holy kites, I cranked that ball. But the Wildcats have been able to bring it back a little bit. 7-9 after being down 3-9 early in set 2 here. Wildcats won the first set 25-14. Started a little bit slow and but are starting to chip away 7-9. Let's do some player shout outs here. Again, shout out to Odin Gertis' favorite teacher, Mr. Ross. Thank you. That's me. Let's see. Gus Eigner. What he enjoys most about this team is being off the court with these guys. It's fun to talk about things and go to Chipotle with the boys and go for a nice little chat. Drew Jellin back to the service line, back in action, 7-9 Wildcats. Down by 2. Quick tempo, Rojas with the dig. Barron back row to Drew Jellin. Tough swing, gonna get a free ball back, see if they terminate. Look for Kevin Kemp right here. Nope, Derek. And he throws that ball down the line and out long. Good timeout by Prior Lake for the side out. Coach's point, 1-1.
Substitution for Lakers, 7 for 23.
Number 7 subbing in for number 23, Andy Lujan. Came in for a double sub in the front row, but now he's coming in to serve out of the back. And he serves underneath the net. He's going to come sub out for number 3, Evan Anderson, who played as the DS in the last set. Eigner with an ace. Serves out the libero. Didn't know if to take that with his hands or with his platform, and the Wildcats pull it within 1, 9-10. Gus Eigner back to serve. Another ace for the Wildcats. And here comes the service pressure ramping up for the Wildcats. All tied up now at 10-10 here in set 2. Gus Eigner paints the corner. What a serve. And the Prior Lake Lakers ultimately take their second timeout pretty fast after the first one, 11-10. Now the Wildcats got to be feeling real good. This is the last time Prior Lake can really slow the game down and take a timeout to make adjustments, using both before 12 points. But the coach of Prior Lake really has something to say. Again, probably trying to get his team to play with a little bit of life, taking that serve receive with some pride, not having so many oopsie-doopsies between passers or deciding late. He's trying to get his passers all fired up here. I can trying to read his lips. Eagan feeling pretty good after a very, very slow start, scoring 8 out of the last 10 points. Wildcats are up 11-10. Prior Lake used both of their timeouts. Wildcats in control here in set 2. Gus Heidner back to serve. And there's his Prior Lake coach, head coach by Mark Nelson, has scored 2 points right out of timeouts. Unfortunately, you only have 2 timeouts per set, but he was 2 for 2 with his timeouts there. Number 14 back to serve. Oh, and we got a music in the middle of the point. But they call us they call Prior Lake in the net. Number 19, Leighton Hendrick for a point for the Wildcats. Carson coming back in the game for Zachary Rojas. Will Barron back to serve. Served at the libero. Tight ball. Setter dumps. Good trust by Carson not to take that ball and reach. Let Will Barron play that ball. Overpass. Blocked by the setter, number 8. Thon Von. Sorry for the pronunciation there. 5'9" goes up and blocks the overpass on number 9, Odin Gertis. Served by the Wildcats, number 19. In system, Derek with the kill, off the right opposite, off the block and out. Wildcats. Wildcats are up 13-12. Derek Liverseed back to serve. Wants a shout out, Seal Duchesne from Faribault. And 32 sneaks that swing right through the block. Stone cold killer.
Number 23 for number 3, serving number 8. Zoe Tonga.
Gus Eigner out of system. Will Barron fights through the middle to get to that ball. Derek just has to roll shot it over. 32 again. And through the block, down the line, off Will Barron's platform, and the Prior Lake Lakers take the lead again, 14-13. Trying to get the Lakers fired up. Let's go Lakers chant started in Eagan gym. Odin Gertis with the serve receive ball. Was able to get it over to Drew Jellin. Dug by the Wildcats, scrambled to send a free ball over. Gets reset in defense. Outside number 32, stuffed. Carson went brick by brick and built a roof over that swing, and that is a block for your Wildcats, tied 14-14. Brick by brick. Max Brown to serve. Tight ball, ace for the Wildcats. Now again, had I been taking stats, I would tell you that the Wildcats have a good amount of aces. I don't know the exact number, but there's got to be a good deal. Max Brown to serve again. Ooh. Obi Osuji, after getting most of his kill on the opposite, comes in on a 2 and is able to side out for Prior Lake, tied 15-15. Head coach Mark Nelson for the Lakers must be proud of how they've come out of that second timeout, getting their ship righted. And an absolute roof by Prior Lake. That was impressive. One-on-one on Drew Jellin. And Obi Osuji, who's having quite a game, probably leading the Lakers in kills, having some pretty monumental block. Overpass by Derek Liverseed in serve receive. Middle tip, dug by Gus Eigner, read that like a book. Carson, deep roll, deep cross, gives a little trouble, tight set, and that looks like a net call on the Lakers. Number 14 tries to go up with 2 hands, swipe off the block, but that ball was a little too tight and ended right at the tape. Number 14, Dylan Flom in the net for the Lakers. Wildcats tied 16-16. Tough serve by Knopik. 14 high off the hands. Great block touch by Will Barron. Back row to Carson, and he bombs that out of bounds. Looks like it goes off his wrist, more of his wrist than his hand. But I like that set choice. Get Carson involved out of the back row. Give a different look here late in set 2. Wildcats down 16-17 after winning the first set. Great pass by Liverseed, and that's set to Kevin Kemp. Kemp overran it just a little bit and got caught down by his ear, and he misses long and wide. Wildcats now down 2 here late in the second set. Short serve by the libero. Perfect pass by Liverseed. Tip by Drew Jellin. Gets him out of system. Wildcats are back in system. Drew Jellin with the joust. Picked up by Prior Lake, and that is somehow inside the antenna after passing that by the curtain. Another overpass. Kevin Kemp can't put the ball away. Swing by the senior Obi Osuji. Wildcats scrambling. We finally have one of these rallies, folks. This is exciting. 14 goes up, and that's a kill. That is a loud kill. The Prior Lake stands are jumping up and down. Coach Luke Lopez, however, seems pretty cool, calm, and confident. Must be the mullet. And he does take the timeout after a 3-point run by the Lakers. Wildcats down 16-19. Again, a couple scramble plays for the Wildcats. Can't quite convert on some overpass opportunities. Wildcats just got to take a deep breath, reset. Okay, the Wildcats have Will Barron in the front row, so you've got 2 hitting options out of the front row and 1 out of the middle back. Expect a nice clean pass right here and a side out to the outside for the Wildcats. As for, again, Prior Lake, they took their second timeout at 11-10. Here in the second set after going up 9-3. Wildcats going a 4-point run to get it to 7-9. They take their first timeout. Wildcats then take an 11-10 lead, and the Prior Lake Lakers take their second timeout. Interesting strategy by Coach Mark Nelson, but it seems to be working for his Lakers squad, who is looking here to tie up this match at 1 set apiece. A lot of game left, though. 16-19, Wildcats down 3. Gus Eigner with a pass to Drew Jellin. That's your outside, and that's a kill. Coach's point, Luke Lopez with the fist pump. Look at that emotion by Coach Luke Lopez. Gives his serving zone, feeling confident, walking back and forth. Drew Jellin with the tough serve in the net. And that is a tough serve that keeps the setter into the net. The Wildcats score, bring it within 1, 18-19. Now we got some students here getting the Wildcat crowd fired up. 18-19 Wildcats. Drew Jellin with the serve. And Obi Osuji is just on fire. He has been very dominant over there on the opposite side, but fortunate for the Wildcats, he is going to sub out, and number 7, Andy Lujan, is coming in to serve. Obi Osuji having a great game. Number 7 misses his serve wide and long. Subbing in for number 7 is Evan Anderson. Number 3.
7, 3 for 7 for the Lakers, serving the barrel number 24.
Now serve for the Wildcats, freshman libero Gus Eigner. Great pass by number 32, the outside. That was under the net. Now, number 14 is going to argue that he was on the outside of the antenna, but ultimately, to no avail. Wildcat point, they tie it up 20-20. Gus Eigner still serving. Oh, did not want to pass that. Decides late. Sends a line drive into the net. Number 19 does his best to get that ball over, but he goes flying into the net. Wildcat point 21-20. Gus Eigner to serve again. Serves at the libero. Set by number 8. Number 14 goes up big. Blocked by the Wildcats. Recycled. Number 14 gets another chance. Tries to sneak it down the line. Dug by Drew Jellin. Derek Liverseed. Transition. Deep cross swing, and that's a kill. Wildcats are up 2, 22-20. This has been a different set than you're used to with all the timeouts early. Again, switch up the serve receive, move libero in front of, oh, no whistle. Gus Eigner gets a little excited here and serves a little early. The upper official is going to talk to number 32, Captain Braden Kellen, real quick. Gives him a little chat. Don't know what he said. No cards at all, but that'll be a replay from serving a little early. Gus serves this time. Does pass by number 3. And number 14 with the crafty throw to cross to 4 for the kill by the Lakers. Close set, 22-21 Wildcats. Number 14 back to serve, Dylan Flom. Gus Eigner, passing system. Swung by Liverseed, blocked and dug by the libero on the Lakers. Big heavy swing by number 32, Braden Kellen. Side. Again, big heavy roundhouse swing. Through the block, tie game 22-22 late in the second set. Short serve. Derek. Dug by number 14. Tight ball. Let's see if, and number 32 wins the joust. Again, he's playing strong at the net. Lakers take the lead 23-22, and Luke Lopez takes his second timeout here in the second set, down 1. Wildcats won the first set pretty darn easy, 25-14, but this one, the Lakers are making them earn it a little bit. Down 1 late, 22-23.
Fans, a huge thank you to some of our great sponsors. Global Grill, our great Tory Union 32, as well as LP Photography and Motion, Ohana Home and Design, our official sports medicine provider, Eagan Wildcat Athletics, our friends in Twin Cities Orthopedics.
Kevin Kemp wants to shout out his Grandpa Kevin and Grandma Gail, Grandma Diane and Grandpa Jim down in Florida. Hope the weather's nice. Want to say for Max Brown, shout out to my Aunt Neen. She's in Colorado, and she is my favorite person ever. Again, would love to meet her. Drew Jellin, go-to hype song, I'm a Dog by Angst. Never heard that song before in my life, but I'm sure it gets the people going. Here we go, late in the second set. Wildcats down 22-23, 14. Dylan Flom back to serve. Gus Eigner with the tight pass. Will Barron, joust, tight ball. Someone's in the net, and that is on the Lakers, number 19. Leighton Hedrick, again, tied now, 23-23, game to 2 here in set 2. Wildcats really need to clean up their net front play. They figured it out late in the first, but have been a little sloppy here in the second. Will Barron to serve. Dug by the libero. 32 comes in on that inside set and just pounds the line, 10-foot line. Can't do that. You got to get hands on that guy. Lakers have set point here, up 1, 24-23 Lakers. Derek, perfect pass, goes back to Derek, and he hits into the net, and the Wildcats drop set 2, 23-25. What a response by the Lakers after taking their second timeout at 11-10. I am shocked. I don't think I've ever taken both of my timeouts by 11 points, but it sure seemed to have worked for the Lakers. We are all tied up at 1 set apiece. Now, last week while on air, the Minnesota Wild couldn't kill a power play and ultimately lost, and now your Timberwolves currently down 5, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Somehow Wemby is back to playing. Probably should have gotten suspended after that gnarly elbow to the jugular of Naz Reid, but hopefully the Timberwolves can pull out a win here in Game 5 of the whatever round, the second round of the NBA playoffs. Okay, Wildcats here tied up 1 set apiece. Again, execution at the net is the determining factor. The Lakers gave the Wildcats plenty of opportunities to put that set away, but they hung around. Number 32, Braden Kellen, and number 23, Obi Osuji, were pretty successful. So look at Coach Lopez to get his block a little bit more disciplined. Again, right now it seems like we're trying to be as big and tall as possible, putting our armpits over the net, but sometimes going straight up doesn't work out great when blocking volleyballs. So just try to get them to see them to go low and over. Get sealed at the net, and you'll be a lot more successful on the block, especially against number 32. You put hands on them, that block is going to be loud. All right? So expect some focus on the block here as some adjustments here out of the second set. Preston Tanner, love to give a shout out to his parents, Kent and Jill Thurkelson. Oh, nope, that is not Preston Tanner's shout outs. That is Coach Kelly Schlegel. Shout out to Coach Kelly Schlegel's parents, Kent and Jill Thurkelson, son Leo. Thanks for watching. Now, looking at the sheet that they gave this solo announcer hanging on for dear life by himself, Coach Luke Lopez listed shout-outs on the sheet as 0, but he's given me about 15 names over the past 2 games. So hopefully I've hit them all. Again, shout out to Coach Luke Lopez's family all over apparently the country. Wildcats are going to bounce back here. Expect nice, smooth play, a little bit more discipline at the net. Wildcats will start with the serve, again, starting with your first server, Max Brown, getting Kevin Kemp in the front row right off the rip for 3 rotations, providing a little bit more blocking size against number 32 here. Number 32, Braden Kellen. Max Brown to serve. Right at the libero, setter to Obi Osoji. Taken and controlled by the Wildcats. Drew Jellin with a nice clean kill. 1-0 Wildcats. Libero struggles to hold on to that serve. Back row attack by number 14, dug by Will Barron. Out of system to Carson, blocked. Tried to be covered, and ultimately the Wildcats aren't going to be able to pick that one up. Tie game 1-1. Max Brown, the service specialist, side subs out. Gus Eigner back in. 1-1. Number 32 in the back row. Carson, one-on-one. Dug by the libero, down the line. Now back to number 14, and he turns one down the line. Barron unable to dig. Prior Lake Lakers up 2-1.
Serving for the Lakers, number 32, Brandon Kelly.
Brandon Killen back to serve. Derek Liversey can't control that serve. Ace for the Lakers. Wildcats down 3-1. Gus Eigner overpass. Kill by the middle, number 35, Trey Tice. Wildcats struggling in serve receive right here. Brandon Killen back to serve. Gus Eigner keeps that serve on our side. Kevin Kemp with the kill. Down the line to the left. 2-4. Wildcats down 2. Carson Kanopic back to serve. Good tough serve. Handled by number 32, but that set is tight. That looks like a 4. No touch on the block. Number 14 really didn't have an opportunity with that one. That set was pretty tight to the net. Wildcats down 1, 3-4. Oh, topspin. 32 decides late to pass it. Braden Kellen is aced by the Wildcats. Tied up at 4. This time it goes down from 1 to zone 5. Handled by the libero. Kemp with the kill. That was a fast one. Able to hit right over and through the block. Wildcats up 5-4. Again, once the Wildcats start to feel the rhythm, they're a tough one to beat, and they missed it. Carson misses in the net. Zachary Hudson to sub in to the back row. Tied 5-5. Libero to serve for the Lakers. Derek thought about taking it with his hands, turns to his platform. Drew's going to have to roll that to 6. In system for the Lakers, number 14, misses wide, tries to hit the sharp cross, and that would have been quite sharp. But ultimately, misses wide. Wildcats up 6-5. Drew Jellin back to serve. Number 14 gets set, tries to throw. Misses hands, but it flips off the tape. No hands off the block, misses wide. Wildcats up 2, 7-5. Looks a little frustrated with the fact that that wasn't called off the blocking hands. Tough serve by Jellin, gets a free ball out of it. Rojas to Barron, to Kemp, misses long. Yep, no touch on the block. None of the line judges called a touch on the block. Took a while to make that call by the up ref, but ultimately no touch on the block. Wildcats up 7-6. You can see a very concerted effort by the Wildcats to get Kevin Kemp involved. Number 7 serves inbounds. Gus Eigner with the pass. Back row to Drew Jellin, and that's a kill. Off the platform into the curtain. Wildcats up 8-6.
Lakers substitution 3 for 7. Serving now, Gus Eigner.
Geisagner back in to serve. Number 24, freshman, libero. And he puts one into the net. 8-7 Wildcats.
Serving for the Lakers, number 14, Dylan Flom.
Number 14, Dylan Flom in to serve. Drew Jellin in system. And that's a kill by Derek. Tooled off the block. Odin being up, distracted the middle blocker to give that gap for Derek to hit it right on through. Carson back in the game. Carson Kanopik. Yeah, said his name right. I'm on fire with the names today, folks. Will Barron back to serve. In system, number 14. Inside ball by number 32. Positive block touch. Derek gets to hit a cross shot. Dug by the libero. Back to number 32. Blocked and tooled out of bounds. Lakers score. Wildcats up 1, 9-8. Number 35, Trey Tice coming back into the game. Middle blocker, 6'7". While number 19, Leighton Hendricks with the serve. Set to Derek on the opposite right. Dug by the middle back and off the curtain. Wildcats score 10-8. Wildcats are having a lot of success hitting cross court. Deep cross, sharp cross. Wildcats really haven't tested the line too much, and so being very successful hitting sharp cross or deep cross. Braden Kellen probably talking to the up ref, asking if that ball hit the curtain before the whistle blew. Up ref is going to stand by his call. Might have been a little bit of an early whistle. And we're back to play action. Derek Liverseed back to serve. Top spin, aggressive, misses wide. I believe that's 3 in a row on the Wildcats, miss serve wise. Obi Osuji subbing back into the front row for Evan Anderson. Wildcats up 1, 10-9. Gus Eigner, perfect ball to the setter's box. Drew Jellin, one-on-one, and he bounces one down the line. Call that a broadcaster point. Earned that one. Max Brown in to be the serving specialist, number 10. Wildcats up 2. Seems like a little bit of a side-out game. Need this serve inbounds and in play. He does so. Good job, Max. Outside, moonball to number 32. Block is very early. Got a delay. Max Brown unable to handle that swing by number 32, Braden Kellen. Lakers side out. Wildcats still up 1, 11-10. Tight set here in set 3. Wildcats won the first set, 25-14. Dropped the second set, 23-25. And Braden Kellen misses that serve long. Wildcats up 2, 12-10. Had quite a few missed serves here in this set. Carson with the serve, in play, tough ball. Looks like a free ball for the Wildcats. Punish. Kevin Kemp. Bam. Oh, yeah. Kevin Kemp, smooth as butter. Deep ball to 5. Again, something that's so important for middles to be able to do. Sometimes you don't need to bounce that ball on the 10-foot line. You just got to get the ball to land in the square. And so being able to swing deep is going to be very important for the middles. Overpass by the Lakers. Drew John with the roll shot, and he changes up the look to the donut. And Prior Lake takes its first timeout, down 4, 14-10 Wildcats. Now, a lot of times in close matches, volleyball players don't like to err. They don't want to let their teammates down, and so they tend to start to tip and roll, tip and roll, tip and roll. What I liked about what the Wildcats are doing is they're earning the right to tip. they're earning the right to hit that roll shot and that changeup by going heavy with the big swings, being aggressive at the net, and then being able to throw a changeup in every once in a while has been very beneficial and worked out for Drew Jellin there on that swing. 14-10 Wildcats up. Again, Prior Lake trusting and relying on the heaviness of their arms and their ability to jump, setting these balls to the ceiling. It's been tough for the timing of the block for Eagan Wildcats. Tend to be in a little bit early. So see if Coach Lopez and Coach Schlegel directed their block on how to delay, and go up with the hitter so that they're not jumping while the ball is still 15 feet in the air. Carson back to serve. See if he can put this ball in play, challenge the serve receive. Does just that. Libero has to take the second ball. And two-handed push set across the court. Kill by number 14, Dylan Flom. Good run by the Wildcats, but side-out point for the Lakers out of the timeout. Coach Mark Nelson, 3 timeouts in the last 3, all 3 for points, and Libero misses the serve short, 15-11. Kind of bailed out the Wildcats on that one. That looked like that was going to drop in if that had trickled over the net. Drew Jellin back to serve, number 12. Libero pass, high middle of the court. Number 14 goes high off hands. Kemp on 2. Good chase down, but the Prior Lake Lakers defense is all out of sorts. Derek Liverseed blocked. Oh, man, Obi Osuji with another block for the Lakers when the Laker defense was halfway on the other side of the curtain digging that ball for a chase down. Very impressive play by Obi Osuji. Number 7 now subs in to serve. Andy Lujan. In system to Derek Liverseed. Kemp. Ooh. He's good at volleyball, folks. He is very good. Started playing volleyball this December. Senior for the Wildcats, going to play basketball at St. Cloud State next year. Very excited to see all the things that he can do, Mr. Kevin Kemp. Gus Eigner back to serve. Wildcats up 16-12. Handled by number 14, but out of system. That ball's tight, and he throws it through and tools the block. 16-13. Again, Wildcat block very early, not necessarily lined up super on the nose of the ball, and the Prior Lake Lakers make us pay. Gus Eigner with the pass, tight ball. Barron goes up with one hand. That probably should have been a 4 ball, but not called. That ball was probably close to down, and Prior Lake scores. And we have questions. That was most definitely 4 touches on the Wildcats, but not called by the officials. Ultimately, Prior Lake still finds a way to score. We are still waiting with some questions. Coach Luke Lopez having a conversation with the down official. Head coach Mark Nelson trying to listen in. Luke Lopez shrugs his shoulders and moves on. Coach Mark Nelson still asking some questions of the down official. We're still waiting to start. 16-14, Wildcats up 2. Number 14, Gabe Flom to serve. Gus Eigner, tough serve. Wildcats unable to return that serve. From going up 16-12, I believe, to now being only up 1, 16-15. Wildcats need a side out right here. Gabe Flom to Gus Eigner. No one goes. Passes outside the antenna. Miscommunication for the Wildcats, and their 4-point lead has evaporated to a tie set late here in game 3, set 3. Drew Jellin with the pass in system. Odengert is up early, stop playing on the block, no one covers, and the Lakers take the 17-16 lead. Is Coach Luke Lopez going to take a timeout? No, he is not. Need a side out real bad in the worst of ways. Gus Eigner with the great pass to Derek. And there's a kill, deep cross, Derek, number 4, liver seed. That, Coach Luke Lopez has got to be frustrated with that little run. He wants his team to settle in, do their jobs. Don't need to do too much here. 17-17. Sets tied 1 apiece. Will Barron to serve. Right to the libero, in system. 32 is early, tries to throw it off hands, and that's a block by the Wildcats. Wildcats back up 1, 18-17. Barron to number 14 in system. Inside ball by number 32, and we cannot stop that. Put right on the tee on the 10-foot in the sideline. Somebody put hands on him. 18-18. Gus. Roll shot. There it is again. You work, you throw the change up. Not ready on the off blocker. Wildcats take the lead 19-18. It seems to take a long time to get the ball back to our servers. Playing some mind games. Trying to mess with the flow. Derek Liverseed back to serve, number 4 for the Wildcats. Aggressive, and he calls it in on the line. Very aggressive serve by Derek Liverseed, light in this set. That is a great serve. Good call by the line judge. Saw it all the way from up here. Liverseed back to serve again. And that one is not as close, for that hits the back wall on the fly. Wildcats up 1, 20-19, late in the third. Again, you live by the top spin, you die by the top spin. Derek paints the corner and then just misses it on the toss. 2019 Wildcats. Tough serve, and the Wildcats are able to not send that ball over. Gets called on the lift on the tough serve. 2020 Wildcats. Coach Luke Lopez still has both of his timeouts. Prior Lake still has 1 timeout remaining. 2020 game to 5. Derek Liverseed, great pass in system. Drew Jellin waits a little bit. Deep cross. Miscommunication between left back and middle back. Wildcat point, 21-20. Max Brown coming in, serving specialist for the Wildcats. 21-20. This would be a big set win for the Wildcats. Max Brown down to the libero. Tough serve. Has to take it with his platform. Back row attack. And we are unable to handle the funkiness off the back row attack. Lakers side out and 1, 21-21. There's been some junk that has scored on the Wildcats in this set. 21-21 after being up 4. Midway through the set, Wildcats tied up. Drew Jellin. Off the block and out, Wildcat point. I got very scared we were going to touch that ball as it comes flying across the net, but the Wildcats let it go. Tooled off the block. 22-21 Wildcats. Knopick back to serve. Tough serve of the libero. 14 with the roll shot. Drew Jellin has to explode it. Will Barron goes, but then doesn't. Then goes again. Drew Jellin keeps the ball in play. Tight ball. Tip by the middle. Drew Jellin plays it up. Kemp stuffed. 22-22 here in set 3. Number 13 back to serve for the Lakers, the libero. Pass by Gus Eigner. Back row attack by Derek Liverseed. Tough ball. Dump on 2. Barron Fakes him out and up to the middle. No block for Kevin Kemp. Cannot block him there when no one's up there. Timeout taken by Prior Lake. Wildcats up 23-22, trying to close out set 3 after both teams have taken set 1 by the Wildcats, 25-14. Prior Lake wins the second set, 23-25. And now we're late in the third. Wildcats up 1, 23-22. Now, Coach Mark Nelson has scored on the last 3 of his timeouts. So let's see if the Prior Lake Lakers will side out of here out of this late timeout. Again, when the Wildcats put the pressure on at the service line, the Lakers have not been as successful in offense, but when we are serving lollipops at the libero and they are in system, they've been able to do pretty much whatever they like. So Coach Luke Lopez is trying to lead his team and figure out and find the line between aggressive serve here versus keeping that ball served nice and in to the libero. Lakers here looking like they are in row 3 here. Obi Osuji on the right side. He's been very successful. Number 14 has been their go-to hitter, so expect one of these two to get this ball right here out of serve receive. Good serve, push across the net, two-hand set across the net, picked up by the Wildcats. Derek with the swing. Dug by the setter. Free ball coming to the Wildcats. This would be a big point, 23-22. Will Barron to Derek, stuffed. Picked up by the Wildcats. Drew Jellin out of the back row. Nobody goes. Wildcat point, 24-22. Set point for the Wildcats. Very cool, calm, collected by the Wildcats. Blocked a couple times, but our cover was there. Nice and low, plays it high, stays in system. Drew Jellin comes out of nowhere out of the back row. Give the Wildcats set point number 1, 24-22. Wildcats, good tough serve. Funky off the hand. Wildcats have an opportunity to end it. Kemp ends it. Kemp with the set finisher. Wildcats win set 3, 25-22, and take a 2-1 lead going into the fourth. Wildcats persevered through that one. Had some sloppy play, was pretty soft at the service line, but amped it up there towards the end. Again, some adjustments going into this fourth set. When number 32, Braden Kellen, comes in on that inside ball, we got to block that. That would be the one thing I am begging and pleading my right side to get involved and help out on that block. Find your hitter, comes into your zone, and then he goes into the middle. You have to follow with him. Put hands on him, and the Wildcats are going to come out of this match with a 3-1 victory. A lot of hard work left to do for the Wildcats. I've been very impressed with the Wildcat and serve receive for the most part. Not too many issues with communication errors, much cleaner than I've seen in a while. Prior Lake has been putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Very impressed with this Prior Lake squad. Even with this 12-6 record, Prior Lake Lakers have won 6 in a row. Went undefeated in a tournament this past weekend. Wins over Lakeville South, Lakeville North. Timberwolves falling apart, down 12 here to the Spurs. Want to give a shout out to my in-laws, Ron and Diane Majerus, out in Osakis, Minnesota. It's a pleasure to have you listen in to me. And I, too, do not understand how I got put on this by myself. But here we are. I feel like I've been staying on the rails pretty well. Again, Wildcats back in action on Thursday for senior night. The Wildcats currently have 6 seniors on the roster, all 6 have been part of this program their entire high school careers since Minnesota State Volleyball and sanctioned boys volleyball, which is so cool. Again, this volleyball is impressive. The ability to jump out of the gym, how heavy these arms are, the speed in which these guys can play, it's very impressive. Did not look like the volleyball that I was playing back in 2015, I'll tell you that much. Alrighty, the Wildcats here starting in row 2 again, with your first server eventually being Max Brown, the serving specialist, when the Wildcats side out. Derek Liverseed starting in the back row, Gus Eigner out of middle back, and Drew Jellin, your front row outside. Serve coming in from starting setter for Prior Lake, number 8. Gus Eigner with the pass. Goes back to Carson, overruns it a little bit, dug by middle back number 14. And that's a hitting error by number 23, Obi Osuji. Wildcats side out right away. Here comes Max Brown. Max Brown to serve. Down the line at the libero, serves it tight. Dug out of the net by by Kevin Kemp. Touch on the block. Wildcats still in control of the ball. High hands by Drew Jellin. Back row attack. Tip. Bear crawl by Will Barron. Free ball given to Prior Lake. Taken by the setter. Don't do that. Number 32 overruns it. Dug by Derek Liverseed. Drew Jellin with the opportunity to put the ball away. Dug again by number 8. Setter takes a hands. Tip by the right side. Max Brown back to Drew Jellin. We are just playing on that side of the court. Number 32 on a system. Gets the kill. Deep cross against Derek Liverseed. 1-1. Number 32, Braden Kellen, goes to the back row. And Gus Eigner comes back in. Tied up 1-1. Derek Liverseed with the pass right in front of the 10-foot line. Carson has to slow down, but he turns it down the line. Libero's cheating into that 5-6 seam. Was able to sneak it in down the line on that off-net swing. Nice, clean control by Carson. He goes back to serve. Top spin. Right at number 32. Served and passed. Obi. Doug, big save. But ultimately, the ball goes into the tape, and maybe that was blocked, or maybe it doesn't go over the net, but the Wildcats give up that point 2-2. Libero number 13, Lance Hallstrom back to serve. Gus Eigner fights that one off. Back row, free ball given. Out to number 14, he gets up. And he misses wide, but he gets up on that ball and misses wide, trying to go down the line. Again, Prior Lake seems to really like to have their outsides come in on an inside ball, which that one was. Tries to turn it back to zone 1, missed wide. 3-2 Wildcats. Drew Jellin back to serve. Drew Jellin serves deep. Libero takes it 15 feet to the setter. Off high hands, 14 hits his sharp cross, kill for the Lakers. Tied up again at 3-3. Side out battle here at Eagan. Wildcats up 2-1. Trying to close this one out here so we don't have to go to 5 again. Number 3, Evan Anderson back to serve. 2 different color shoes, and he misses long.
Serving for the Wildcats, libero number 24, Gus Eigner.
Gus Eigner looking for the volleyball behind a garbage can, finds it, and is back to serve. And Luke Lopez kindly puts the garbage bin back against the wall. And Gus Eigner serves at number 32 in system. Number 14 up, off Rojas and left back. Kill for the Lakers. Tied up again, 4-4. Side out battle here.
Serving for the Lakers, number 14,
Number 14, Dylan Flom back to serve. He went on a pretty big service run late in the fourth set. Back row to Drew Jellin, dug by Evan Anderson. High ball inside, tipped by the outside, number 32. Odin Gerdes not on the same page with Will Barron. High ball. Derek Liverseed pass with one hand to somebody. Gus Eigner gives a free ball back. Not very clean. Back row attack, dug by Rojas. Back row to Drew Jellin. Off high hands, dug by the libero. 32, high ball, block, good blocking hands, low and over. 1-2 step, Gus Eigner reaches, digs, Derek Liverseed. Goes high off the hands, misses hands, no touch. Prior Lake holds on 5-4. We have a sub, number 7, coming in for the setter, number 8. Now, again, I am curious as to who is going to set this ball here if Prior Lake is in a rally. Missed serve by number 14, and immediately number 8 subs back in. I believe they're trying to get a blocking look out of serve receive, but ultimately serve in the net negates that sub. Will Barron back to serve, number 7, senior setter. Float to the libero. Tough ball off the net. Drew Jellin with the dig. Out to Derek Liverseed. Reaches, swings deep 6. That's a double. No one calls a double. Ball went over the net. Carson with the kill, with the swing, and that's a kill. That's into the curtain. Prior Lake takes its first timeout. Coach Mark Nelson quick with his timeouts tonight. He must know something. Gus Eigner wants to shout out Miss Catchpool here at Eagan, his science teacher. Shout outs to his grandma, Mary from Apple Valley, and Virginia from California. Will Barron wants to shout out his entire family, Grandpa, Grandma, Me-Mom, P-Pop, Hagmans, Jewitts, Bloms, Jake and Emma, Uncle Larry, Aunt Jen, Aunt Maureen, and Uncle Joe, and the Philly family. Will Barron's got a lot of people hopefully watching this game. He's playing very well. Favorite subject, gym class. Makes sense. And we're back to action. Wildcats up 6-5. Prior Lake takes an early timeout here in set 4. Will Barron back to serve. Serving at the libero. Libero handles it easily. Inside ball to number 32. Misses long. Coach Melville, the line judge, calls a touch on the block. Finds a way again on that inside ball to get a kill against the Wildcats. All tied up at 6. Middle, number 19, Lane Hedrick back to serve. Short serve. Gus Eigner passes it wonderfully. Derek with a swing and kill out of bounds. 7-6. Gus Eigner picks that short serve up with ease. Who needs passing sleeves when you got your skin and a hardwood floor? Derek Liverseed back to serve. Tough serve, handled with ease by number 14. Coming in on a flare by number 35. Haven't shown that. Over on 2. Gus Eigner out of system to Drew Jellin. Tries to go deep cross, dug by the libero. Number 32 in a little early, misses long. Wildcats point, 8-6. Derek Liverseed to serve again. Wildcats 8-6, up 2-1. He goes for it, but puts it into the net. Prior Lake sides out. Obi Osuji coming back into the game on the right side. Just had a very positive game for the Lakers. Some pretty heavy blocks, some big swings. See if he can get the Lakers fired up here as he enters into the game. Served by number 8. Gus Eigner pass in system. Knopik tips, picked up by the libero. Back to Obi. Dug by Gus Eigner. Derek Liverseed out of the back row. Misses, nails coach McKenna Melville. Takes that one right off the shoulder. Now, McKenna Melville, head coach of Eagan Girls Volleyball. Oh, and they're going to call a touch on that ball by the back row attack by Derek Liverseed. I don't know who they're very confused by the touch call after hitting McKenna Melville in the chest. For the point for Wildcats, up 9-7. And 32 puts the ball away. A little bit of a ball don't lie situation there. Nice set by number 8.
Serving will be number 32, Raymond Kelly.
Served by number 32, Braden Kellen. And he hits the line, lands it right on it. 9-9 in the fourth set. Wildcats have been stuck in this rotation a couple times tonight, and an overpass kill by number 35, Trey Tice, as the Wildcats down 1, 9-10. Wildcats seeming to get stuck in row 3 here. High ball, Derek Liverseed out of the back row, off the block. 14 tries to bear crawl, makes a good effort, but the ball falls. Wildcats tie it up 10-10.
Serving for the Wildcats, number 22, Carson Knopik.
Carson back to serve. Overpass for the Wildcats, opportunity. Drew Jelen, one-on-one, puts it into the net. 11-10 Lakers. Zachary Rojas subs in for Carson Knopik. Wildcats down 1, halfway through the fourth set. Libero back to serve. Drew Jelen into the tape. Will Barron pulls it out, but Kemp misses long. Lakers up 2, 12-10. Coach Luke begging and pleading to calm down. Don't do too much. Drew Jelen, pass. Derek Liverseed out of the back row. He misses hands long. 13-10 Lakers. Couple hitting errors by the Wildcats, and here comes Rojas into pass out of zone 1. Gus Eigner takes the first ball. Back out to Drew Jelen. Goes high hands and off the block. Wildcat point, 11-13. Drew Jelen back to serve. Derek enters into the front row. He's been swinging pretty heavy tonight, so expect some pretty passionate kills by Derek Liverseed here in his next 3 rows. Right to the libero, right to the setter. High ball to number 14. He puts the ball away, deep cross. Kill for the Lakers, up 14-13. 3. Evan Anderson subs in for Obi Osuji to serve. Number 7, again for the double sub, giving a blocking look for number 7, Andy. Serve and play to Gus Eigner. Out of system, roll shot off the net. The Eagan Wildcats have to give up a free ball. Number 3 steps in to set. Tip by number 14, dug by Derek Liverseed. Kemp, kill. 12-14. Wildcats down 2. Kemp with a big kill. Double sub ends. Number 8 re-enters the game. Gus Eigner back to serve. See if the Wildcats can get in rhythm. And we miss the serve. Down 3, 15-12. Here we go, Gus. And again, number 7 coming back in for a blocking look out of trying to find a way to hold on to the service run for the Lakers. Tough serve. Barron gets his hands on it. Derek kill. Right where number 7, right between number 7 and number 19, and number 8 enters the game again. Will Barron back to serve. Wildcats down 2. 13-15, halfway through. Tough serve, get him out of system. High ball, middle back. Dug by Drew Jellin. Derek Liverseed. High hands, dug. Free ball given to the Wildcats. Have to make a punish. Derek, kill. Deep cross working for number 4, Derek Liverseed. Wildcats within 1 late into the 4th set. Luke Lopez giving his service zone. Will Barron serves right to libero in system. Inside ball. High hands blocked by the Wildcats. Quick tempo to the middle tip. Derek picked it up nice and easy. Carson overruns it, but recycled. Out of system to Gus. Uses his hands. Carson with the kill. Cool, calm, collected by the Wildcats. Picked up the block ball. Good coverage by the Wildcats. Will Barron trusting his libero to give an out-of-system ball. Gus using his hands. Carson being able to put the ball away. Nice steady ball tied up here at 15. Will Barron back to serve again. Served at number 14. Tough ball. Free ball for the Wildcats again. Derek dug. Carson, nobody. Kill. Wildcats up now 16-15. Is Coach Mark Nelson going to take a quick timeout? He's been very aggressive with his timeouts all match. He's just going to make a slight tweak to his serve receive. Wildcats on 5-point scoring run here. Will Barron to the libero in system. Back set to the middle. Dug. Gus Eigner again with his hands to Derek this time. Dug by number 14. 32 on a swing, picked up by Odin Gerdes off the block touch. Joust, won by Carson, but still up. Number 13, swing, and Derek not ready for that sharp cross ball. 16-16, late here in the 4th. Number 19, middle, Leighton Hedrick back to serve. No libero situation, and number 7, again, coming back in to be a blocking sub. Let's see if this time it pays off for the Lakers. Serve, pass by Gus Eigner. Derek, nobody. Absolutely nobody there. Number 32 did not see the speed of that set. Pounded it down the line. Number 3 looked down, and it was between his legs. Wildcats up 1, 17-16, and setter number 8, Thon Van, comes back in. Derek to serve. He's going with the float serve. Keep that serve in play. Out of system. High ball, number 32. Deep, sharp cross, and he eats Gus Eigner up. Kill for the Lakers, 17-17. Obi Osuji back in to the front row. Serving number 8. Short serve. Derek unable to get there. Ace serve by the Lakers, up 18-17. Take one more step and you're right there. Those short serves can be so difficult sometimes. You get lost between your setter and your right side waiting at the net, and you got some big dudes at the net on the Lakers side to get lost in your eyes. Drew Jellin responds, though, with the kill, 18-18. Max Brown in to serve. Serving specialist number 10, the senior. Official gives the whistle to play. Serve down the line. The libero right to the setter's hands. Good block touch by the Wildcats. 32 still gets a swing. Dug by Max Brown. Kemp takes the second. And we're going to ask for an over the net, but I don't think so. Lakers with the side out on the chaos ball by the Wildcats. Gus Egner back in to pass. Lakers up 1 here, 18-19. Short serve again. Derek gets there this time, goes back to Carson. Change up tip, right over the block, 19-19 Wildcats. Wildcats really don't want this to go to a 5th set. Carson Knopik back to serve. Good serve by the right opposite. 14 misses long. Oh, and the Wildcats are going to be called in the net. Side out by the Lakers.
Wildcat substitution, 1 for 22.
Yep, they got it.
Serving for the Lakers, number 13, Lance Halston.
Wildcats in the net on that long ball miss, but number 14 gives the point to the Lakers. Lakers up 1. Served by the libero, Gus Doug. Served, Kemp. Doug by middle back. Got to put that in the corner. Sets the back row, and he puts it into the tape. Wildcats tied up back at 20-20. Drew Jellin back to serve. Perfect pass. Opposite off the head of Zachary Rojas. And the head tap celebration shows up across Prior Lake in the student section. They go up 1, 21-20. Evan Anderson in to serve for Obio Suji. Does not look like they will use a serving or a blocking sub with number 7 here, probably running low on subs. Wildcats down 1. Gus Agner with the pass. Out to Derek Liverseed. High hands dug by the Lakers. Tough ball. Dug by Drew Jellin. Derek overruns it off the net. Dug by the Lakers. Outside number 14 tries to roll. Handled by the Lakers. Wildcats and Will Barron on 2. Goes up to set but turns and switches it up on him and pounces that ball right where they aren't. Wildcats big point. Opportunity to get some momentum, 21-21. I wish I could do that. Gus Agner to serve. Tight ball to the middle, and no one goes. Wildcats give up again, give up a point, 22-21 Lakers. Late in the 4th, Wildcats up 2-1, trying to close this match out. Lakers trying to push and force a game 5. Pass by Gus Agner in system. Out to Derek, blocked, recycled. Free ball given to the Lakers. Tight ball to the setter. Dug by Zachary Rojas. Drew Jellin, little late, but tools the block, ties it up 22-22. Great dig by Zachary Rojas. After responding to the tough ball down the line where the block wasn't right there, and he goes off the top of his head, he responds with a great dig on number 14, Dylan Flom. Barron back to serve, tied up at 22. Set to number 32, and no Wolf. He goes over the block. He pounces that ball a foot inside the line, and that is an impressive kill by number 32, Braden Kellen. Lakers up 23-22. Number 19, Lance Hallstrom back to serve. Pass by Derek Liverseed, gives it back to him. Dug by number 14. Tight, tough ball. Number 8 flies into the curtain. Great effort, but unable to send that ball over. Wildcats tie this up at 23-23. Another game to 2. Derek back to serve. Luke Lopez has both of his timeouts remaining. Prior Lake has 1. And Derek misses long. Wildcats now fighting. Fight off, set point here. Coach Luke Lopez is going to take a timeout here, draw up what he wants to see out of this side-out ball. Drew Jellin, Carson Knopik, and Odin Gerdes are your front row options. Wildcats have been very heavy on the outsides. Carson Konopik hasn't had as many opportunities as he did against, like he did against Shakopee. Wildcats are going to draw this up. Expect the ball to go to Carson. Now this has been a side-out match here in set 4. Not a ton of runs, but Prior Lake is making a run right here late for an opportunity to force a 5th set here at Eagan High School. Wildcats feel like they're pretty confident coming out of this timeout. No stress. Luke talking to his setter, Will Barron, getting a lay of the land. All right. Now again, if the Lakers are going to be able to dig this ball, they have 2 options that have been very successful for the Wildcats. They slow clap it. Serve to Derek. Derek perfect in system. Goes to Carson. I'm so smart. And that is a kill by Carson Konopik. Sides out for the Wildcats. Tied it up again, 24-24. That's what I call a broadcaster point and a timeout point for Coach Luke Lopez. Scores out of his timeout to tie it up at 24-24. Game to 2 again. Max Brown to serve. Goes to 14 in system. Out inside to number 32, and he is just on fire. At some point, again, we got to get hands on that guy. He has had free reign at the net, going up and over and through. He is now serving to send this to 5th set. Derek Liversey with a perfect pass. Kevin Kemp finds the corner and fights off again. Fights off the 2nd set point. Back again tied, 25-25. That ball is so hard to dig. Coming from the middle to the deep corner. So fast. Kevin Kemp so good. Carson Konopik back to serve. Keeps it in play. That's trouble. That's trouble. Tight ball. Stuffed crust pizza by Kevin Kemp to give the Wildcats a potential set-winning, match-winning point here. Prior Lake takes a timeout. Now, again, that looked like an obvious thing to do there, going up on a block, but on that second ball and that tight ball, that takes a lot of volleyball IQ for a man who has started playing volleyball back in December. That is a big point for your Wildcats. Wildcats have an opportunity to close this one out outside of the timeout. Now, the Lakers lose number 32, Braden Kellen, to the back row. He has been by far their most prolific attacker. But they have 2 great options. Number 23, Obu Osuji, has been very successful out on the opposite. He might be an option, but you also have your team leader in kills on the season, number 14, Dylan Flom, up at the front row as well. Expect Coach Lopez to have his server, Carson Konopik, try to serve at number 14 to get him out of the offense. Force this ball to number 23, Obi Osuji, and let your defense win you this match. Luke Lopez still has 1 timeout remaining, but hopefully he won't need it, as we can just end this match right here. Wildcats front row options. Will Barron setting onto the front row. Drew Jellin and Kevin Kemp. Derek Liversey in the back row. Carson with the serve. Serves inbounds to number 32. I was wrong, but it does go to nobody. And that's a free ball. Here comes Eagan. Tight ball. Kevin Kemp, high hands. Dug by number 32. He's got to run a long way. He picks it up into the ceiling, and the Wildcats are still playing. That's out of bounds? Please tell me that's out of bounds. Yes. Major rule of volleyball is if that volleyball goes into the ceiling and over the net, that ball is out of bounds. Wildcats celebrated like they won. The up ref and the down ref looked at each other for a minute and a half, waited to make the call. Very scary. Play that ball out, boys, for the love of goodness. But the Wildcats find a way to close out Prior Lake 27-25. They win in 4 sets. First set win 25-14. Second set drop to 23-25. Win the third set, 25-16. something. And the fourth set, 27-25. Wildcats back in action on Thursday against, oh shoot, I had this. I was warming this up since I started talking. Wildcats are back in action for senior night on Thursday against Lakeville North, and we'll end the season next week on Thursday against Farmington away to end the season and begin section playoffs. That'll do it from Eagan High School. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to all of you watching along. Again, shout out to family. Shout out to my students who stuck with us through that 4-set victory. From Eagan High School, that'll do it.